But here's our first heat of the 1,000 meter.
Coming up next, your 1,000 meter endurance heats. In heat 1, lane number 1, your defending grand champion in the black suit from Tampa, Florida, Jarrett Silky Smooth Paul. Then lane number 2, out of Kent, Washington, number 4, Isaiah Oliver. In lane number 3 from Auburn, Washington, number 25, Colin Wakefield. In lane number 4 from Westboro, Massachusetts, number 11.
Well, we've got racers from all over the country in this one, folks. Look for Jarrett Paul to come out of this one.
Racers,
the next 3 spots are up for grabs. Isaiah Oliver looked pretty strong in that 1,600 meter heat. Colin Wakefield as well. Didn't qualify, but looks strong. Sean O'Brien looks like he picked it up another gear from the last event, looking strong. BJ Steckity, a solid veteran, always going to be a factor in the 1,000. This is one of those guys that just knows how to race.
9 laps remaining.
Sean O'Brien controlling the pace early. BJ Steckity in the 2nd spot. BJ is going to move up into the 1st spot. Christian Johnson now moving in the 3rd spot. We've got some jockeying. These guys aren't waiting around. These guys are going to try to get their position early. Sean O'Brien taking over, back up into the 1st spot again. BJ Steckity in the 2nd spot. Isaiah Oliver in 3rd. Christian Johnson in the 4th and final qualifying spot. Silky looking like that strategy of kind of picking people off is going to continue in the 1,000 as he sits in that 6th spot. Looking pretty strong. He's going to move up a little bit. He's going to actually throw a double pass. I like it. Moving up 2 spots in the 4th spot. Sean O'Brien picking up the pace a little bit. BJ Steckity holding him in 2nd. Isaiah Oliver in the 3rd spot, and Jarrett Silky Smooth in the 4th spot. Christian Johnson right behind him in the 5th spot. And Colin Wakefield in that 6th spot. Still a tight pack as we come down. 3 laps to go. Jarrett Silky Smooth moving up into 3rd. BJ Steckity now taking over this top spot.
2 laps to go.
Oh, not to be outdone. Here comes Silky. Double pass again. Very, very solid passer. Silky's looking very strong. BJ Steckity holding off on the 2nd spot.
Top 4 make it out.
Oh, here comes Isaiah taking over in 2nd. BJ hanging on to the 3rd spot, though. Looks like he's going to hang on, and it's going to be Jarrett, Paul, Isaiah Oliver, Colin Wakefield, and the veteran, BJ Steckity. Tell you what, it's good to see BJ getting into that final in his first action back to the NSC this season.
Coming up next, heat 2 of your 1,000 meter qualifying heats. In lane number 1, out of Greensboro, North Carolina, your former grand champion from event 1, wearing the number 45, Jake Powers. In lane number 2, out of Kaplan, Louisiana, your current record holder is the Raging Cajun, Justin Stelly. In lane number 3 from Roanoke, Virginia, wearing the number 2, Mikey Ratliff. In lane number 4, out of Auburn, Washington, they call him Baby Wake, but he's skating like a grown man tonight. Give it up for number 16, Caleb Wakefield. In lane number 5, wearing the number 44 from Puyallup, Washington, it's Walter the Diesel Langley. Rounding out your field in lane number 6, out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, number 88, Wesley Gandy.
Well, we've got our event 1 endurance champ. We've got our record holder, Justin Stelly, in this heat. Those 2 guys, definitely 2 guys to beat. But make sure you guys don't forget about Mikey Ratliff. He looked very, very strong.
Racers, to your mark.
Wesley Gandy also making in the 1,600 meter final. Is a guy you need to pay attention to as well.
And we got a clean start.
Yeah, that's Wesley all right. He likes to lead from the front. Definitely a guy that likes to control the pace. Okay, just kidding. Mikey Ratliff says, no, I'm controlling the pace, moving up in that first spot. Walter Langley in second. Wesley Gandy in the third spot. Caleb Wakefield holding that fourth and final spot. Very similar to those 1,600-meter heats. Looks like Stelly and Powers just kind of hang out in the back. Similar strategy of Silky and just kind of see what happens, see if anyone makes any mistakes, and then really capitalize on those mistakes. Remember, big difference between running a heat and a final. In the heats, you just got to get out. Got to be in the top 4. When you see these guys race later tonight in the finals, I don't think they're going to be sitting around in the back. Walter Langley in the first spot now. Mikey Ratliff in second. Baby Wake holding up the third spot. Wesley Gandy in that fourth spot. Again, the Raging Cajun. And Jake the Snake kind of hanging out in the back. Ratliff now taking over the top spot. Wesley with a nice pass in the third. Right back into second as well. Wesley's starting to get a little bit of aggressive. Oh, looks like Ratliff's going to pick up the pace a little bit. Jake Powers with a 5th to 2nd pass. Wow, that was nice. Justin Stelly holding up the third spot, and Wesley Gandy holding up that fourth and final spot. Oh, and he's going to have to hold his skates because he almost falls down. And the Diesel's going to take over.
The battle's going to be for fourth.
On the bell lap, we've got a race for the fourth and final spot. Let's see, is Wesley Gandy going to be able to hold off the Diesel? The Diesel right there in the fourth spot. Looks like Wesley's going to be able to hold him off for the fourth and final spot. Unofficially, it's going to be Mikey Ratliff, Jake the Snake Powers, the Raging Cajun, and Wesley Gandy.